I'm the happiest man alive.
That's him. That's the man I want to tell you about. He called me claiming that he's the happiest man alive. The first thing that you should know is that this doesn't seem to be a joke for him. Sure, he'll laugh at how crazy it sounds, but he always comes back to this claim, most seriously and urgently. As far as I can tell, he genuinely believes this to be true. As for me, I don't know what to think. This is unusual. I'm a PhD astrophysicist. I've computed spacecraft trajectory to Mars. I've helped unravel the mystery of cosmic explosions. But this phone call, it's been keeping me up at night. He called me asking for my help. Could I prove scientifically whether or not he's the happiest man alive? I've become obsessed with this problem. How can I compare him to every other man? What is happiness? Can it be measured? What conditions lead to happiness? Is it possible for every human being? Is it possible for me? I can't climb inside of his head, so how will I know scientifically how it feels to be him? The scientist voice in my head tells me this is probably a hopeless puzzle, a fantastic dream that will end in disappointment. But you just have to listen to the way he talks. Is it possible that what he's saying could be true?
It has the power to change the world. Nothing less than that.
The second thing you should know is that if he's right, the implications are massive. There are 8 billion people on the planet. If it's true, he's not just 1 in a million, he's 1 in 8 billion. He's a hero. Statistically, of course, the chances are vanishingly small. I have a better chance of being struck by lightning than the happiest man alive picking up the phone and calling me. Could this be my discovery? If I can prove that he's the happiest man alive, it means that I'll know the key to happiness. I'll have it. And then I'll be a hero too. That's the dream that wakes me in the night.
It's not going to be easy, Amanda, though. I can tell you, happiness takes time, takes effort.
The last thing you should know is that the story you're about to hear is real. Over the next 10 or so episodes, I'll play you my personal audio diaries, my conversations with friends and strangers, and my phone calls with the alleged happiest man alive. You'll hear me struggling to find the truth and striving to do something spectacular. To get to the heart of happiness, to find it within myself. This is the story of me trying to become a hero.
It's the most important thing.
I wish I could tell you that it all turns out in the end, that I did it. But the truth is, I don't know where the story will end. I'm still living it. So, let's dream together. And if it turns out to be real, well, we'll just have to find out what happens next. From the desk in my bedroom, I'm Amanda Maxham. This is Happiest Man Alive. Find us on the web at happiestpodcast.com. So let's begin at the beginning with the phone call. All right, so I'm recording you. Last time you called me, you told me some pretty crazy stuff. You're willing to go on the record and say this, what you told me, right?
Yeah, I do.
What is it that you're claiming?
I'm claiming that I'm the happiest man alive. Yeah.
You're the happiest man alive.
Yeah, I am.
That sounds crazy.
I know. This is why I'm calling you. It's in my chest. I want to get it out. And I know you. You don't know me very well. The reason why I thought it would be interesting to talk to you about it is I know you as a scientist. I saw you talk as a scientist and analyze things as a scientist. I'm coming to this very confident, and I hope I'll stay confident, but I want somebody as smart as you to see if you can test it.
Well, okay. So first of all, I think you probably called the wrong person.
Why is that?
Your claim is, I don't think it falls into the category of something you could test scientifically. So I don't even know if we're going to be able to get started.
That's exactly the point. I was hoping that you say something like that because that's the whole new idea here. To see if you can apply the same rigor that you're applying as an astrophysicist to something that I call the problem of all problems.
All problems.
It is. It is.
I feel like I'm in Lord of the Rings now. It's like the problem to rule them all. Is that the problem you're talking about?
It is the problem that comes before calculating orbits of planets. It comes before discovering how galaxies are formed and things like that. Because when someone is occupied in discovering this, there's already a premise of he chose to do it. Why did he choose to do it? Why is he waking up every day, eating, drinking, going to the lab or going to the university? Why is he doing all this? I bet you that if you ask the astrophysicist why he's doing what he's doing, he says, because I'm interested in it. It makes me happy. And if he doesn't know what the science of happiness is all about, then you ask him to stop and reconsider why he's doing what he's doing. Because if his mother told him, oh, you should be an astrophysicist, and that's why he's doing it from a sense of duty, he should stop being an astrophysicist. So it's a problem of all the other problems. What will make me happy, and what is happiness?
Why is he bringing up an astrophysicist who doesn't know why they're going to work? Is he doing that thing where he's talking about you, but seems like he's not talking about you? Maybe I'm imagining things, but I think he's trying to get me to consider my life. Anyway, that still doesn't explain why he needs a scientist. I press him further. I still think you're in the wrong department. Isn't this the squishy department? You need to go over to I don't know, at least maybe geology, but...
Yeah, the squishy department. I felt exactly like you because I remember when I was in university, the philosophy department was one floor below the engineering department. I was in industrial engineering, and just below us was philosophy. And I went to several of the philosophy lectures. I didn't understand anything they were saying. I thought it's all fluffy, and those guys are dreamers. They don't know what they talk about, and they don't know what they're talking about because this science is corrupt. But the science that investigates the fundamental questions that come before physics is philosophy.
I'm starting to get really nervous because this sounds like, is this like a religious thing?
It is like a religious thing. All religions are philosophy. But I claim something that I think you would understand if you really thought about it. I'm trying to apply the same rigor that you bring from the extrospective science of astrophysics to the introspective science of philosophy. I'm claiming to have found the right philosophy, the one that you can prove scientifically. Meaning this squishy, fluffy area that we call philosophy and happiness and morality and religion and beliefs, and it's not fluffy at all. Yeah. I know that it sounds crazy, Amanda. This is why I called Amanda and not anyone else, because you might call bullshit on it, and you should. But my hope is that you won't rest till you figure out how to decide if it's true or false.
Yeah, you start talking and I find myself listening, but what are you going to hook me up to the machine that measures my happiness next? What are you talking about, science of happiness? It's just those two things don't go together. And how does that even connect up with you being the happiest man alive? Which is also a completely ridiculous claim.
What if I'm right?
What if you're right? Fantasizing is fun, but...
No, let's assume I am Einstein. I'm a patent officer in Switzerland, right?
Yeah.
And you're a physicist, PhD in physics in the university nearby. And I come to you and I say, look, I've figured out that this whole Newtonian world, completely false. And you're like, what the heck are you talking about? Right? Think about it this way. It's 99% that I'm crazy and I don't know what you're doing. But what if I'm right?
I guess if Einstein came to me and we didn't know about him yet, you'd say, show me your formulas. You got to back this up. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Carl Sagan said that. Extraordinary claims require extraordinary evidence.
Exactly.
So where's your formulas? Even me asking that question makes me feel like I should hand in my physics card back to the university, because you're talking about something where science doesn't apply.
That's where I think you're wrong, and this is what I want us to discuss, because I think, why would you say something like that?
Because show me your formulas.
When you ask me what is your formula, I cannot tell you, F max happiness equals, and then give you a multiplication and a division or something like that. No, it doesn't work this way. It's an introspective science, but the logical perspective that you have in physics when you're trying to understand reality in a complete way, a non-contradictory way, is exactly the same approach that I would like to have to the introspective world of philosophy.
I don't know about you, but I want to stop talking about science and philosophy and figure out what this man's deal is. You really think you're the happiest man alive? What's that like?
Me being the happiest man alive means that in all of the parallel universe where I exist, all the revolving doors I could have taken, I cannot think about a dimension where I'm more fulfilled and happier than what I am right now. I wouldn't choose to live anywhere else, to be with anyone else, to do anything else. I wouldn't trade my life with anyone's. I don't want to be younger or older or living in anywhere else or be anyone else. I am the happiest I can be. And I'm looking around, honestly, and I haven't found anyone that is at my state of consciousness that I call happy. I see a lot of people trying, a lot of people succeeding way more than I do financially, but you can see the gaps between where they are and where they could be if they really understood the function of getting to be happier. So I don't know if I'm the happiest man alive. I'm making an assumption here. Prove me wrong.
First of all, that's great. That's awesome for you that seems like you have a fulfilled life. So who cares? Like, why should I care? Or why should anybody else care? Why do you want to record us and put this out there?
What if you could give to the world a knowledge, a body of knowledge that makes everybody happy?
Like, tell them a joke?
No, that's being funny.
I get some pretty good jokes.
You see, Amanda, let me... You don't understand what happiness means. You don't know what it means. You don't know what it takes to pursue it. You don't understand the function. You don't understand the goal. But what you do understand, maybe even better than I do, is the process. So why should anyone care?
Yeah.
Don't you want to be happy? Happier than what you are, more fulfilled, jump out of bed every day, couldn't wait for the day to begin, to derive so much fulfillment and joy from what you do and the people around you, the things you do, what you do. Don't you want to be in that state of consciousness?
Yeah, but I don't know. I just feel like you're going to start asking me to buy something. How do I know? I don't know.
Prove me wrong. I'm asking you again. Prove me wrong. You're a scientist. You can call bullshit.
And there's not going to be any, like, religion or Scientology or crystals?
No.
Or other bullshit?
No, not even a hint. Did any of your physics professors ask you to believe them just because, oh, believe me, it's this way?
No, I actually think, if they were a good physics professor, they went the other way. They bent over backwards to show me the demonstrations, right? Like, here's it in action. Here's the proof 5 different ways. If you don't buy that argument, here's another one.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it this way.
You've been listening to Happiest Man Alive. This podcast is produced by me, Amanda Maxham. Thank you, Don Watkins. Find us on the web at happiestpodcast.com. Music was by Podington Bear, deathcyp, and Soundscapes 55. All right, I have a mission for you. See that guy sitting next to you? Okay, ask to borrow his phone. Got it? Great. Now navigate to the podcast app, find Happiest Man Alive, and hit subscribe. Mission accomplished. Thank you. Let me turn this off.